So let the stream populate a little bit more. How has everyone been, guys? I think it has been a great few months that I've not done my videos. I have been having great conversations with folks in the space, investors alike, basically like-minded folks, traveling finally after 3 years, doing a little bit of collecting, nothing major, just chilling, right? And then we go on to see folks, we see the whole Luna Terra just explode, right? I mean, when I looked at the whole stablecoin space, right, I was really wondering how sustainable and where were the returns coming from. I think nobody really questioned the integrity of stablecoin investing. Like nobody like ever cared about where the gains were, because if you exited the market prior to Bitcoin hitting 69,000, right? You feel like a god. Okay? You exited the market into stables and the market was dropping, tanking and tanking and tanking. And of course, the macro picture isn't too good. You have the war between Russia and Ukraine. Okay, that already cut off a majority of a lot of trades, right? You look at oil prices going up. Then you have the US, Feds, they are intending to increase interest rates rather aggressively to curb inflation. So the stock markets already started to show signs of weakness, large sell-offs across most growth stocks. And yeah, everything from a risk-on standpoint is not looking good. So where does one actually place their money? Where do we actually put our money? So I think a lot of folks were looking at alternatives, and that's very, very normal, right? You look at more stable investments, more boring investments. A lot of people were just, holding cash. But the realization comes when you start putting your money in cash, it's not really giving you that much of a return, right? Let's assume that you are now putting in a fixed deposit for a year or more, waiting for opportunities. But that fixed interest rate isn't that fantastic. So people in crypto, right, specifically have the option of putting their money in stable coins, which can provide a rather generous return. We're looking at anywhere from 3 to perhaps maybe 5 to 6% on most major stables, right? And where does that interest come from, you might ask? How come it's much higher than a fiat interest rate given from a bank? Well, so in crypto, exchanges, right, actually provide you the ability. When I say exchanges, we can look at Binance, we can look at Coinbase, we can look at Gemini. Okay, these are known as crypto exchanges, and crypto exchanges provide the ability to lend your stables, or lend your Bitcoin, lend your Ethereum, but for a better rate of return. Okay, but the risk that you're taking as someone who's going into a stable coin from fiat, and when I say fiat, I just want to make it simple: US dollars, GBP. You look at, for example, I'm from Singapore dollars, and you have to convert that into that particular stable coin, and that stable coin might be USDT, USDC, BUSD, for example, GUSD, stuff like that. Okay, and of course, the most popular, I think most folks are familiar with USDC, and of course, prior to this, LUNAGEDDON, UST, right? So here's a little very simple analogy, all right? Here is a stable coin. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's just it doesn't really matter what it is. So let's say I converted my dollars into a stable coin and I was expecting a return. So this return, right? This return is 3 to 6% per annum. Okay, per annum. But then you have let's see, UST providing 20% per annum. Okay, 20% per annum. bear in mind the context prior to this, guys. You exited the market perfectly. You timed it perfectly. You started, getting out from altcoins. You started getting out from Bitcoin, and you managed to go into a stable. Now, between the two, logically, right? Logically, let's just make a comparison. Maybe not logically. Sorry, make a comparison. One stable coin, average majority of average stable coins that are in use, right, on a major scale, are giving you 3 to 6% per annum. UST comes along, offers you this godlike 20% per annum. Okay, 20% per annum. Now, you see, the problem with crypto, right, is that nobody questions the gains. Like nobody cares. Like nobody cares about how the revenue comes in. How are returns stable, right? It's all about how can I continue to make crazy gains in a bear market. Now, as I mentioned, for an average stable coin to give you 3%, they are obviously using the USDT or any kind of coin that you are lending. You are lending to the exchange, and the exchange will from then expect people to start they will lend it out for all the margin trading, right? Because a lot of traders or institutions are continuously requiring liquidity so that they can leverage on their trades, right? So leverage just basically means one BTC, I can borrow up to 3, 5, 10 BTC per trade. Okay, and you are keeping it simple. You are just making that positive gain, right? That net gain after the exchange takes a spread. Okay, now your risk is counterparty risk. I own the fiat, I own whatever cryptocurrency. I'm not here to trade it. I'm just here to lend it to you temporarily for X number of months, 2 years, and you are gonna give me a return on the amount that I'm lending you. It's that simple, right? And for that amount, obviously they can charge, or at least charge the borrower anywhere from to an hourly interest rate to a per annum interest rate, and that interest rate has to be much higher than you are getting. Make sense? It's very simple, guys. It's really, really freaking simple. However, UST comes along, right, with a whole ecosystem, with a whole loop apparently, and the loop apparently was to me obviously a Ponzi, right? The only time that it started to look a little bit more legit was when they purchased 10 billion worth of Bitcoin to try to have some stability or to show that, hey, we've got some reserves. It's not money just continuously coming in. Okay, now nobody can say this loop is a Ponzi until the whole thing busts, right? Because like I said, if you're gonna give your investor 20% per annum, then where the fuck is the 40%? Right? That means the whole ecosystem has to be running at 40% or more. Are you saying that there's some idiot out there, right, in a bear market willing to borrow UST? That means I must be willing to borrow this UST at 40% or more per annum, right? And obviously, because of after that positive spread, I can still give 20% to the person who is lending it out. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? Like nobody like even thought about it for just a second. And you know what's very, very sad? When people don't even understand this, they started taking loans on it. Like it's fine if you want to go and degen with profits. With profits made on the market, it's totally fine, right? Because it's free money at the end of the day. But here I see on Twitter, right, about everybody losing everything. Now, obviously, I'm not new to the space. I know for a fact that some are trolling, some are just doing the whole sympathy thing, but to a certain extent, I do believe that a lot of people literally got wrecked in this LUNAGEDDON, okay, or UST, shit show, okay. Now, firstly, I think as I've never touched any single stablecoin algorithmic trading whatsoever. The reason is very simple. The whole space is still very, very new. Okay, it's still very, very new. People are coming to the realization that yes, there is a possibility that stablecoins are important. But however, which stablecoin can you truly trust? It's another thing altogether. Okay? No matter what, you are always taking risk. Even just holding a stablecoin, you're already taking risk because that stablecoin could depeg, and that is exactly what happened to UST, right? It's not just the depegging, it's for the fact that the whole loop of how the gains were provided literally broke. When that loop broke, that's how things started to happen. Also, at the same time, I do understand that there's discussions of a collective attack on the UST itself, hence causing the destabilization, hence causing a lot of Luna having to be burned, because the mechanism was already in place that whenever there's a destabilization, Luna tokens had to be burnt or created. It's just, I understand. Okay, it can be as fucking complex as anyone is, as it can be, right? Because like I said, crypto has always been fucking complex. Okay, and it's so complex that sometimes people don't give a shit to ask questions. Nobody asks questions when everybody is making money, and especially in the bear market. That project, I must admit, at that point prior to this whole meltdown, looked like as if it was a god. Do Kwan looked like a god. You know what I mean? Like, I must admit that when you do things the right way at the right time, you look fantastic, and no one will question. But no one actually bothered to question where the returns came from. How sustainable were the returns? You see, hence, like I said, even NFTs is also risky because whenever no actual ecosystem is being created other than a fictional, theoretical white paper, and people chatting in a Discord group doesn't make it a fucking whole sustainable ecosystem. It's just people coming together and talking. You understand? Everybody owns a piece of it and everybody loves to shill it. But the moment nobody questions how returns are being provided. You see, guys, that's why I hope that people who owned, who have lost money in UST, losing in Terra and UST. I hope you sincerely learn from this. Like, I don't want you to look away. I don't want you to stop learning, speaking, and having great conversations. But like I said, sometimes guys question continuously where the returns are coming from. That's why I stopped making videos. The reason why I stopped making videos, because at the end of the day, when I looked at most projects, they didn't offer much intrinsic value. And that was something very, very powerful. Like, I know everybody likes to kind of say, oh, Warren Buffett doesn't get it, Charlie Munger doesn't get it. They don't get it because they know for a fact that a lot of crypto projects are all just air. I am not discrediting the fact that when money is raised, you're going to try to develop something. But try to understand also this. When a project has money or raises money from the community or willing investors that see the vision, it takes time before the solution is monetizable. Am I right to say that as a consumer, you at least understand that you are paying money for something? That company that sold you that product is taking that, the money that you paid them is considered the revenue. After all the costs is the profit. Can we at least understand very basic business here? Can we understand that? And most projects do not have an actual monetizable product or solution to sell. Majority of the time it's always just running on VC funds, right? It's always just building a base, a database, and that's just about it. There's nothing sustainable at this point of time. The only thing that I would say is companies accepting Bitcoin, and these companies are actually willing, right, to accept the Bitcoin, but they're not genuinely holding the Bitcoin. They're just using it as a form of payment, and that's it. Now, this whole UST thing, like I said, is one of the most horrible things that can happen to crypto, at least from a reputational standpoint and for the space. It just looks very, very bad. It just goes to show that a lot of people still are do not understand the risks involved, right? They enjoy taking unnecessary risks. They love leveraging heavy, right, and going hard on and losing everything. It doesn't, and also for the fact that, the founders, or at least Do Kwan and team, think that they are going to be able to rectify this. Nobody wants to pick up a bag of shit, right? The only thing that I feel that is still valuable is whatever that's being built on Terra Labs. But this whole UST shit show is gone. Okay, no one's gonna fucking give you 50 billion and recover and help you repack the whole damn thing just for people to save people here. I find that extremely unlikely. When a bank goes down, it's kind of still helped out or possibly propped up by the central government, right? And that's taxpayer money. In this situation, this is a company. Nobody wants to save this company, especially not when it's in crypto. Really, guys, it's very, very, very fucking unlikely. It really has to be a collective of people, fresh money, okay, fresh money that still kind of believes in this particular project. Are you gonna tell me that you're gonna repack everything, get everything back to Terra back to $100, repack everything, allow everyone to cash out, because that's obviously what people will do, right? The moment it even reaches even 80%, let's say you don't even need to repack one to one. You repack just 80 cents on the dollar or even 50 cents on the dollar. I swear everybody will just cash out. It destabilizes this whole ecosystem. The reason why it was sustaining, because there was fresh money being pumped in, buying UST, buying Luna, right, continuously. There was always just fresh money pumping in, because as Ethereum, Bitcoin start to drop, people were trying desperately to find a solution. So that was what they did. They were pumping in whatever that was existingly still having value into a machine. And that machine just shredded everyone basically to bits. And I mean, I'm just shocked, right? I'm just shocked that even till this very day, 2022, guys, I've been in this fucking space since 2016, and the shit continues to happen. NFT, I know everybody just loves to degen and have fun, but this, guys, wow. I don't even know what to say. Like I just said, guys, just be very, very mindful. Just be very, very careful. Like I said, the reason I cannot continuously bother to do videos, because like I said, it's talking about the same boring stuff all the time. And it's very hard to second guess. When you don't have the ability to have deep conversations with people behind the team, right? That's when you lose the insider in a way, or at least some kind of insight. You know what I mean? You don't try to pretend that you know something. You know what I mean? So I hope that everyone will just be more careful going forward, question a lot. And like I said, guys, invest with money that you have, that you can afford to lose, and not tell me that you're going to borrow from a bank, take out a personal loan. Come on, guys, let's not do dumb shit all the time. Like, you want to create credibility for you want to create credibility in the space, and founders, like I said, have some fucking integrity, right, to do the right thing, right? The problem that I see here is, like, people in crypto who have not really made any real value. You didn't really provide any real value for a long-term value for your investors, but you're living the good life already. You incentivize yourself first before really giving the good life to your followers and your investors. And you know what's the sad thing? When this whole shit show basically is happening, people actually probably lost their lives. Like, they don't know how to recover from a debt situation that they are currently in, right? Because I've been in that before, and I know how sucky it feels, right? Especially if you kind of took your family money, right? You even asked your family to come in, your friends, your family, to come and invest in this deal that you have, right? And they get wiped out as well. You wiped out either your parents' savings, your grandparents' savings, because you know what? Older generation will always give you a chance. Older generation. And like I said, there's also a feel of greed. Okay? There's also a feel of greed when it happens. It takes two to clap. It's not just Terra, Doquan or whatever. It takes two to clap, guys. Let's not fuck ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. You know what I mean? So, like I said, guys, this is going to happen continuously. For the next cycle, when the bull market comes, and the bull market will come, the only question is, are you going to be dollar cost averaging throughout this bear market? I know I will, because this is my fucking second bear market. I know. I've been waiting for shit to happen. And I don't want the whole economy to destabilize or whatever. It's not. The market will recover. I bet you growth stocks will come back into flavor again. But is it now? No. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So till then, just be very conservative, guys. Just dollar cost average into Bitcoin is below 30,000 already. And of course, I believe that as the market continues to drag on, this bear market continues to drag on, it'll be more shitty. It'll be more shitty. People will start offloading their Bitcoin that they bought maybe at 10 or 15,000, push the price down to about low 25 to even close to 20,000, and that gives everybody the ability to have some Bitcoin, right? When it was 60,000, to be frank, especially in a short span of 6 months, obviously I wasn't buying it, I wasn't buying it. But now it looks so attractive. Literally, it's so attractive. And that's how you kind of last, guys. You kind of last by making sure that you take your time. FOMO is something that I don't feel anymore, guys. But a lot of people still feel FOMO because they're new to the market. So please, 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 I urge everyone to take care, guys. Take care. Survive. All you need to do is just push through, build your portfolio. Every bear market that comes, you dollar cost average into the good stuff. And that's all you have to do, man. Like when I saw people putting it all into UST, like literally all into USD, and having that locked up, and they were not able to react when the whole thing started to collapse. Obviously, when it starts to collapse, right, you don't sell everything at that very point, because you thought, oh, okay, it's just a small glitch, right? It's just a small glitch. It's a small cut. Let's not panic. But the moment the thing just fell 50% or 90%, I saw it fall 90% in one day, but I think that already broke the support level already. So it was really too late for a lot of people. They were like, what the fuck? I already lost 50% of whatever I had. What do I do? Do I salvage the balance of the 50%, or I wait for it to recover? Everybody will just wait for it to recover, because nobody wants to take a random 50% loss on whatever they had left. It's like all in, right? And you know what I will foresee? I will foresee more regulations coming in. Okay, I guarantee you, because of this shit show, there's going to be more regulations coming in, right? Because projects are going to be regulated heavily, but at the end of the day, it's not going to stop the people from investing still. But there's going to be a lot of cautionary things. For example, money moving in and out, right? You're going to lose a lot of that. You're already starting to lose a lot of the freedom that we used to have. Am I right to say that in Coinbase right now, whoever you decide to transfer to, they need to know where and who you're transferring to, right? Am I right to say that? What's the address and all that? I know, guys. I know. I've never left the space. It's just that I don't want to bother to do videos. So that's why I'm saying these things are already happening. The more so-called regulated exchanges will have a set of rules that you have to follow. Now, the next thing, in the bear market, a lot of scammers. There'll be a lot of scammers trying to take whatever you have left. Nobody gives a shit about your situation. So be very mindful about how you access your exchange, what kind of connection you're having. Look, guys, it's a very scary world. Okay, it's a very, very scary world. And I think a lot of people need to be very mindful on this. It's a shame that I don't do more videos, because when I see all the YouTubers out there, they are just literally creating videos because they can continuously have fantastic ad revenue, right? And of course, by speaking about the latest projects all the time, the latest NFTs, shilling about the top coins, anything that has volume, people buy into it. People love to hear about their favorite token, or people are curious about what's hot, right? It's very normal. But no one gives an overall assessment, because, to be frank, giving a continuous video about overall assessment and risk all the time is fucking boring. Nobody likes to hear about that. So I knew that was what I was doing. I was providing that for the channel, But it's hard to always talk about risk because you sound like you're listening to your grandmother. You always prefer to listen to your cool friends who are doing the latest cool shit, even though you know it's perhaps not healthy, it's not going to be productive, but it's cool, right? People love looking at the cool shit. But when shit hits the fan, these videos that I make are the most valuable. But too late already, right? Even if I had warned you about Terra or Luna or my thoughts, right? I'll be very frank, I'll probably get a whole bunch of hate. I promise you that. But do you know that throughout this whole time, not one person in my Discord group, I repeat, was ever told to buy Luna or UST. If they did it very conservatively on their own. But throughout this whole time, when the bear market started, right, I just asked them to DCA into Bitcoin. And that was pretty much it. And Polkadot. That was pretty much it. Anyone who is a member of mine, who is still in my paid Discord group, can go and see that. I've always been extremely conservative. I don't make the crazy gains. I already said that because I'm here in this space knowing that we are here for wealth preservation and steady growth. Nobody said that we are here for 100 plus gains, 100 times gains. Okay? It's very difficult because the market cap is 1.35 trillion as we speak. And obviously it's probably going to go below slightly 1 trillion if especially after this shit show, right? Because it already kind of lost a lot of people has lost confidence. This is already going to make the news, guys. This whole UST blowout is going to make the news. So whichever company, right, that is domiciled in US, you can forget about making fast money anymore. Because the next stablecoin that appears, right, okay, the next stablecoin that appears, okay, will be heavily regulated. Heavily regulated. You don't even need to think about it. If you're going to be a US citizen wanting to put your money into that stable coin, it better be from Coinbase. It better be from Gemini. Anyone that has a license will be allowed to offer it to a US citizen. And it's probably going to be a controlled amount. It gets harder and harder after each blowout. Trust me, it gets harder. You start losing a lot of freedom. In fact, to be frank, you may even consider it. You may even consider it because you guys do not have the common sense to even assess why all these things happen. Okay? Why all these things? Where are the returns coming from? Nobody questions all that because why? The moment one billionaire, crypto billionaire, comes out being showy and everything like that, everybody bows down and kneels before that motherfucker. It's the truth. It's the truth. Being wealthy and rich sells. And that perceived image is very powerful, right? Because I understand why you want to be rich. Everybody wants to have more money, guys. Nobody wants to have less money. But because of that hunt, there's a mixture of greed, ambition, right? Wanting to have a better lifestyle. I totally get it, guys. But you have to be smart about your investment decisions. You have to be smart. Talk to more people. Don't talk to the biased community. Talk to people outside of that community, what they think. And even these people who are more conservative, more traditional, they would provide you a lot of insights. And I always speak to people who are definitely more, who are professionals, who are, whether they are finance, insurance, they are entrepreneurs. You speak to them, you get their views before you put your money in. Guys, it's just really just talking to people. Unless you're telling me that you think you can get everything from the internet. That's the thing about the young these days. They are lazy to have deep conversations. Okay, they are lazy to have deep conversations. Go out there, meet someone. It's not always a Zoom call, guys. It's about sitting in front of that person and reading their expression, how passionate they are about what they're speaking about, how knowledgeable they are. And then after that, you do some deep reading and assessment. It's a mixture of things, guys. It's a mixture of things. You have to start doing more of all that kind of stuff before you start investing. And that way you can preserve your wealth and grow your wealth over time. Don't rush being wealthy. Don't rush trying to clear your debt. If you get lucky, right? These are the things that if you get lucky, you kind of you need to know how to take profit, right? These are basic things, guys. You know, these are the things that you want to do. These are what the wealthy have been doing. Okay, they are not rushing into making a decision. But I noticed that everybody who's young, who made a couple of bucks in crypto, they never stop to think, where can I diversify these gains? What should I put? Where else can I put it into? You know what I mean? That are more long-term and slower assets. Nobody questions all these things. And that's the part where I want you all to learn. I want you all to take that away from this video and reassess your financial standing, what kind of debt you have, what kind of portfolio you have. If you're all in on crypto, I strongly suggest that in the next run, right, you diversify into other things. You diversify even into your own personal development. That's kind of what you need to do. Okay? All right, guys. So that's all from me from this video. Take care. God bless. See you in the next one.